Chapter 60, Dan Scripture. This chapter is updated by novels.pl. My ninth brother, I've heard that Lim Chen-yu brought back a great deal of chi accumulating liquid from Yuntai suzerain in order to raise their young warriors' power and attack the 7th class family. That's why Lin Ningshan could reach the Yellow Realm in such short period, said 9th Commandery Princess. I have no hope to win against her in next month since she has the help of that liquid. Brother, you had made a rash decision. Zhang Yuochen shook his head and said, Ninth sister, don't you trust me? Have you forgotten that I leveled up to the completion of Yellow Realm in half a year? Yes. What had happened to you, my brother? 9th Commandery Princess felt regretful when she finished her question. Sorry, you don't have to tell me. That's your secret after all. After these last days' contact, Zhang Yuochen thought the 9th Commandery Princess was reliable. To tell her some secrets would be okay. Zhang Yuochen said, of course practice resources are important. However, the practical skills are indispensable. You are practicing ice formula, the inferior class of spiritual exercise, right? The 9th Commandery Princess nodded. There were 3 spiritual stage exercises in the royal family: ice formula, God of War tactics and innate skills. Ice formula and God of War tactics belonged to the low class of spiritual. Innate skills was a mid-class spiritual stage exercise. Generally speaking, in the royal family, only princes and princesses who had opened the sacred mark before 5 years old could practice innate skills. In other words, only royal family members who practiced innate skills could rival for the emperor crown. The earliest one who practiced innate skills was the 7th prince, and later he got other favorable turns in life and better practice skills. At the age of 6, the 9th Commandery Princess unlocked her sacred mark so that she had to choose ice formula as practice skill. Zhang Yuochen said, as a low class of spiritual exercise, ice formula will only help you open 16 meridians even if you practice to the completion of Yellow Realm. 9th Commandery Princess rolled her eyes to Zhang Yuochen as she said, why do you despise the exercises of low-class spiritual? Do you know in Yunwu Commandery, there are less than 10 intact books about spiritual stage exercises, and 3 of them possessed by our royal family? It is quite amazing. Moreover, a low-class spiritual exercise book costs about 1 million. Even 5 million silver coins. A classic book like Ice Formula would cost 3 million silver coins at a market. In Yunwu Commandery, only 2 7th class families and 1 7th class suzerain possessed an exercise book of the low class spiritual separately. As to the 8th class families or suzerains, they merely had fragments of the spiritual stage or superior class books of human stage. Zhang Yuochen smiled and said, if you can keep my secret, I shall give you an inferior class exercise of the ghost level. Inferior class of the ghost level. The 9th Commandery Princess covered her mouth instantly after an exclamation. She was shocked greatly and stared at Zhang Yuochen with 2 wide eyes. After a long while, she calmed herself down and whispered, an inferior class exercise of the ghost level? My brother, where did you get this incredible book? It is said that even the most powerful exercise of the Yuntai suzerain, holy universe-reaching skills, just belongs to the inferior class of the ghost level. What Zhang Yuochen said was so amazing that even the royal family couldn't save him if it had been spread out. It certainly would attract scourges. The 9th Commandery Princess didn't dare to desire the inferior class of the ghost level at all. Zhang Yuochen had even recited some exercise books of the king's stage, let alone the inferior class exercises of the ghost level. However, if Zhang Yuochen gave the 9th Commandery Princess the exercises of the king's stage, it would harm her rather than help. Zhang Yuochen said, the exercise that I'm going to give you is Dan Scripture. It divides into 7 levels. You can reach the completion of the Yellow Realm if you finish its first level. Zhang then wrote Dan Scripture down and gave it to the 9th Commandery Princess. She handed it over the instant she began to read it and got completely attracted by it. It took her 6 hours to keep Dan Scripture in mind. No wonder it's an inferior class exercise of the ghost level. Whoever could finish it, he or she would be terribly strong. The 9th Commandery Princess lifted her delicate head up with a pair of bright eyes. She desired to kiss Zhang Yuochen. Reading out what the 9th Commandery Princess was thinking, Zhang Yuochen cleared his throat as he said, 9th sister, never tell others. It's a big deal. I'm not stupid. I won't tell anybody, even my parents, said the ninth commandery princess. Finishing it, the ninth commandery princess walked to the candlestick and burnt Dan's scripture to ash. Now, if you can turn your exercises to Dan's scripture, the genuine chi in your body will soar massively, which may help you to reach the final state of the yellow realm. 1 month later, you should have 90% chance to win Lin Ning Shan, said Zhang Yuochen. The higher class the exercises was, the stronger his genuine chi and combat power of a warrior were. Just like Zhang Yuochen, who had just reached the completion of the yellow realm, could defeat the third prince, who reached the mid-stage of the black realm. It was possible because Zhang Yuochen had practiced scripture of Emperor Ming's Empyrean. The ninth commandery princess's confidence had been increased greatly. She smiled at Zhang Yuochen and said, "Ninth brother, I don't know how to express my gratitude for your giving me Dan's scripture." "Ahem. As brother and sister, we don't have to say thanks. But you'd better practice it as soon as possible." Zhang Yuochen turned around and looked out of the window. The ninth commandery princess hummed and said, "If you were not my brother, I would marry you." But she read out some unnatural expressions on Zhang's face. Soon afterward, she managed to leave his residence and seclude herself for refining. She knew that her combat with Lin Ningshan was important and she could not lose. After she had gone, Zhang Yuochen entered into the internal space of the time and space spinal to practice. After his cultivation had reached the completion of the yellow realm, his chi pool decoupled and shaped into a giant chi pool space, which could contain more genuine chi. However, his genuine chi now merely accounted for 20% of the chi pool. Only he had practiced the genuine chi completely could he dash to the black realm. It would take more than 2 years for an ordinary warrior who had reached the completion of the yellow realm to fill the chi pool fully, with the help of a spiritual crystal. Liu Chengfeng, another genius, who had reached the completion of Yellow Realm at 17 years old, spent 3 years practicing the Black Realm unsuccessfully. It followed that it was not easy to break to the Black Realm. Even Zhang Yuochen had opened 36 meridians and practiced faster than other warriors. It also would take a whole year to fill his chi pool. 1 year was too long. He couldn't wait, thus he had spent a high price at the poles which could augment his genuine chi to help his cultivation. The second-class pill, a triple purity genuine chi pill, cost 5,000 silver coins. A triple purity genuine chi pill could only help to accelerate 20% of the filling. He took one and meanwhile used 36 meridians to absorb the pill spirit and turned it into the genuine chi. Zhang Yuochen's cultivation increased by leaps and bounds. 3 days later, his genuine chi amounted to 2/5, which could break out the power of 94 balls. Another 5 days had been passed. His genuine chi amounted to 3/5, which could break out the power of 96 balls. 7 days later, his genuine chi amounted to 4/5, which could break out the power of 98 balls. His chi pool almost had been filled after another 10 days practice. Zhang Yuochen could raise 99 balls power, only 1 ball short of the power of Yellow Realm. Blackie saw the whole process and said, "What a pity. Short of strength of a bull to the Yellow Ultimate Realm. If the completion had the 8th small realm, it would be the Ultimate Realm." The Ultimate Realm meant unparalleled. The power of 100 bulls was the Ultimate Realm of Yellow Realm. Only young gods in ancient times could practice to the Ultimate Realm. Since then nobody could reach it, even those great emperors, or any lord or saint who could be close to it. There was a huge difference between reaching it and closing to it. Like Zhang Yuochen now, who seemed to be just short of 1 bull to the ultimate realm. It was a world of difference. That's why Blackie signed. If you had reached the ultimate realm, you could have attracted echoes from ancient gods, which would be amazing. Maybe I still have a chance to reach the ultimate realm of the Yellow Realm, said Zhang Yuochen firmly because he had great faith in himself. Blackie shook his head and said, "Your chi pool has been filled, no space for further promotion."